Let's talk about yesterday then. Super Sunday. I'm assuming you watched it as well.
Yeah.
Did you watch it, Matthew? Did you get up from your hangover and watch it?
Slept for the first half.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Right. Well, I watched it with Beans. We were obviously at Malone's, like we were saying. I'll start us off on this. I thought Arsenal were actually really good. I think we said to each other a lot in the game, like, Arsenal have been really good. That's the first time so far for Liverpool on their slot. Like, I felt like Liverpool were pinned in.
Yeah.
I felt like Liverpool couldn't get out.
Yeah.
And I thought that Arsenal were really, really good. On the flip side of that, watching the game, I remember looking at the clock. I don't know if I said this at the time, and they were doing their typical stuff that they do under Arteta, where they go down in that. And I looked at the clock, and it was like 56 minutes. And I thought, yous are completely on top of us here. It was almost like it was like 10 to go. And I was like, Liverpool got Salah on that. Like, you're going to allow Liverpool back into a game. And I think they were a little bit architects of their downfall. And that was before Gabriel went off, to be honest. I don't think they're not going to do it this year. They're not going to do it this year. It's very Mourinho Chelsea, I think. Like, it's almost like everyone's against us and like we're just gonna defend. And I don't think they have the strikers, the attacker, to get them those wins. Saka was fucking class yesterday, by the way. His goal was unreal. Robbo was struggling. We'll get on to Robbo, but I just thought Arsenal were really good. But I thought architects of their own downfall. I don't know what everyone else's thoughts were on it, but
Yeah, I think that they were good. I do think that they obviously do have some injuries, and I was saying that at the time. I think Liverpool, if you're going to go to the Emirates and beat them, that's as good a chance you'll get at Arsenal at the moment. To be fair, like they literally had a makeshift back four at the end of the game once Gabriel went off.
yeah.
That I was a little bit disappointed that Liverpool.
What's that?
Like,
Sorry, Craig showing something.
Fabrizio Romano, Man United have made contact with Ruben.
Oh, Amaron.
oh, that was
The
about
sport
Oh,
Liverpool.
really? I totally
Shit,
forgot about.
Ruben Amaron. Wow,
I hope
I
they get him
forgot
and he's
about
rubbish.
Yeah. That's the one that like Liverpool were.
Yeah, that's
were
what
supposed to be
Liverpool
linked
were
to.
heavily.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow.
Saw that there.
Just saw that there.
No,
Oh, cheers. No, that's good.
he was
That's
going to go to West Ham as
Breaking
well.
news.
Apparently.
Breaking news, mate. Breaking news on Cannon Conlow's
Fabrizio
pub.
Romano as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's pretty big. Wow, that'll be interesting.
Yeah,
That'll
he's
be
got
interesting.
good credential at Sporting.
He does have good credentials at sport, and they've
I
been
hope
good
he's
in the.
shite.
I've seen a thing of like the players he's bought and like how they've done, and then they've sold them. Like Ugarte's actually one of them to like PSG and stuff like that. That's an interesting one. Ruben Almiron, I totally forgot about him. Yeah. So sorry, Beans, you're saying Liverpool to go to the Emirates.
Yeah, just thought like that was a real good chance to actually go in, because Arsenal do have quite a lot of injuries, but I suppose you could say on the flip side to that, they went through the whole of last season basically without an injury, and they didn't quite get over the line, so maybe they missed their chance there. But I do think, obviously, I think it's like obviously Saka's like was very, very good.
Yeah, he was class.
Even when he was injured, because he didn't play the Bournemouth game, right, and they obviously lost.
Yeah.
Shows you what kind of big miss he is, which sounds obvious.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought overall a draw was probably a fair result yesterday, to be fair.
Both teams don't have enough to win the league.
No chance.
Both teams don't have enough to do it. You're gonna City, but City always start like this, don't they? I feel like you always like City aren't at it this year, and I'm fucking.
No, top
Then
of
all
the
of a
league.
sudden, yeah,
I don't know. It's a little bit different with Rodri missing.
Yeah.
Yes,
You
yes,
can, since he's been injured, you can totally tell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like their last 3 league games have been like 1-0. They beat Fulham 3-2, and they scraped by someone else.
They scored in the last minute
Last
against
minute was the
Wolves.
Wolves.
Yep.
Yeah, 2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're all just since Rodri's been injured. Obviously, De Bruyne's injured as well. It makes a massive difference to them. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens when their Champions League kind of games ramp up. And
Yeah.
I think they all
I
got
still think.
points.
I've said Arsenal start the season. I still think
Yeah.
Arsenal will do it.
I just
Got
don't think
back
they have
it.
enough. I think that they're like the way that they're trying to do it is interesting, but I just don't know. Like I say, like Saka's there, but I just don't know if they have that guy up top to like win you those games. And to be honest, I mean, obviously they've had all the red cards, but like they haven't been keeping clean sheets. I mean, I tried to double up in fantasy, thinking it was like the one to go, and they haven't been keeping clean sheets.
Yeah, they've conceded goals recently. Yeah, I reckon the first half in the game yesterday, I was watching and I thought, it looked like men versus boys a
Yeah.
bit. It was like an experienced, well-drilled Arsenal side that had been at that level for a while against
Yep.
this up-and-coming slot team.
Yep.
And they got battered, you got penned in.
Yeah, pick it
Yeah.
out.
And like you were touching on, Robertson got hammered on that side. Everything came from that side.
He's struggling. His levels dropped.
I was going to say that because obviously you boys will be watching him closer than me. It looks like he's off it. He's like lost a yard of pace.
I think it's
His
a
level,
lot of
his
pace,
levels
yeah.
dropped. His levels dropped. Like it's funny. Like he's obviously still class. I love him, but we were saying yesterday in the pub, right? I said Robertson used to be the guy that could play 120 minutes for Liverpool, go play 90 minutes for Scotland, and never drop him, and never come out the team. And this year, end of last year, he's dipped a wee bit.
Because it's like the other way around. Like last year,
Right.
you're saying like teams are going to target Trent when balls in behind,
Yeah.
and they never went down the left.
No, they didn't.
But this year it's the other way around. Like
Yeah.
Trent's defending really well,
Yeah.
and it's like Robertson's getting done.
Mhm.
Balls over the top. He's getting done by pace like that. I know Saka's fast, and so is Madueke last week. But it's similar stuff. Like they both had them on toast.
He was
Yeah.
so rash. Obviously Saka's done well to Megan, but
Yeah.
like Robertson's basically just tried to clear it out,
Yeah.
like
He's
and
been
take
done,
everything
like-
with him. And
There's
Saka's-
more than one time he was on his arse yesterday.
Yeah.
There's one time Saka cut in, and I think he had a shot wider over, but Robertson
Yeah.
was like trying to track him on his arse.
Yeah,
I think when as a defender, if you're having to last ditch, then you're not in the right place, right? You're making mistakes. His levels dipped. I also think he's playing a different type of position. Like if you look at Liverpool with Slot, it's not a lot about to do with the wing backs at all. Like Trent, even Trent doesn't really go forward that much. Like he's playing those balls from deep. If you watch the game, Robertson's almost like Matthew. We've had this chat the other week. Robertson's almost like a third centre half. Do you know what I mean? Rather than like a left back. Even when Tsimikas plays, like I'm trying to think of moments this season where Robertson's been up at the box to like put crosses in. Like Liverpool they're not really
Yeah.
using him like that. So I think that's played a part in it too. But his levels definitely dipped. I think that's a problem because Tsimikas is not very
Absolute
good. Matthew
dog meat,
fucking hates
yeah.
him.
That is terrible. I think we'll sign a. I think that's probably one of our top priorities is to bring in like a left-footed
Centre half kind
centre
of.
half / like
Yeah.
left back and have him slot right in there. And
From a
Like-
Liverpool point of view, are you disappointed at getting a point? The way that the game went, the way that Arsenal, the injuries, because that back four at the end was like third.
yeah. I would take a point at
Third.
the Emirates at the moment all day, regardless.
But-
of
if
that.
you
I
look at
was-
that fixture at the start of the season, you probably go,
Yeah.
Take a point.
But going into the game, I thought, what a chance.
I
Yeah.
thought we'd win yesterday.
With the injuries that had Saliba been out,
Yeah.
although
Yeah.
Saka coming back in was a bit of a bonus. He was.
Yeah.
I know. I
not
didn't
playing.
actually realise
Yeah.
he was going to play.
Yeah, they gave him the whole
Um,
week off, the fuckers, man.
But then Gabriel injured, Timber injured, Partey's at right back.
Red cards. Saliba wasn't there.
Yeah. So
I
Calafieri.
was quite confident yesterday. I thought we'd go there and beat them. So to answer your question, I'd take the point. I think as well we went behind twice too.
Yeah.
So we've come back twice, which is good to see. Again, like it was the first time for Slot that Liverpool had been like penned in and like didn't really have control of the game. And we've been again though like
I think great match though.
like I don't remember like Kelleher having to make saves though. Like I feel like this season with Liverpool, the games have been really tight, but I don't remember there's obviously always going to be moments. But I don't remember like apart from the goals that yesterday.
Defensively, we've been amazing this season.
yeah, that's what I mean.
We've
Like
been so much better defensively under Klopp.
yeah.
We probably would have like conceded a few more under.
Kanate's been good. Which
Mate,
helps.
Kanate's
He's
been
been
my
fit.
match yesterday.
He's
Yeah.
gone under the radar this season, mate.
Yeah.
See, he's literally the boy's an absolute joke.
And that helped. And to be fair, what you were saying about them playing over the top to Trent, that helps massively because Kanate's rapid and
Eats the ground up.
huge.
It's really interesting though because I pretty much think every game we've tweaked something at half time.
Mhm.
Like tactically, like he's next level, man. Like, and then second, I don't know. I'm trying to work out what it is exactly done, but I think we dealt with I remember him saying in his press conference we dealt with the overload better. The second half, and he tweaked a few things with Trent to deal with it, but. And then obviously we kind of had the better second half. It maybe comes down to injuries and that as well. But
Yeah.
second half, like we're changing formations and everything this season.
Yeah.
Like we're setting up in like a midfield 3 like standard 6-8-10. We started off with a double pivot and an actual 10.
Yeah.
We've now transitioned into like a Gravenberch as an actual 6 and then McAllister Szoboszlai either side. Like we seem to really just adapt. Sometimes Rob will overlap. Sometimes he tucks in. Like we seem really adaptive this season, which is interesting to see.
I know he played really well against Chelsea, but I was surprised that Jones didn't get hooked earlier yesterday.
Yeah.
He was non-existent in the first half.
I would have played Szoboszlai. I mean, everyone's been having that, but when you watch it and you watch the games and you see what he actually does, and he's kind of like
Running
the key.
around.
He's kind of the key to a lot of that. And I don't think folk appreciate that a
Yeah.
lot. But
It's really physical. I think when the team sheet dropped yesterday, I thought we're a little thin with like Elliott being out, Jota being injured, just for like folk to come off the bench. I think he just thought I'd like to have Szoboszlai off the bench rather than
We've
Jones.
not. It's gonna come back to like with the no signing players and that. It's kind of been because we started the season so well. It's kind of gone under the radar. But I've always said if we start to get injuries, where I think we'll struggle. We're
Yeah.
not quite at
Yeah, I
that
agree
level,
with
and I
that.
think that's where we might get lucky. We might not. It seems to the trainings and stuff and the sports science in terms of what they've implemented seems to be a lot better. I mean, I know it's maybe way too early to actually make that call,
But
but
like
in terms
Kanati's
of
playing every 2
like
days.
Kanati
He used to
literally
not be
looks
able
as
to do that,
sharpest and like fittest he's
Yeah.
ever been, and he used to not be able to play like what was a couple games and get injured,
Yeah,
a couple
yeah,
games,
indeed.
and there's loads of other boys as well. So it could play a massive part. We could like some teams go seasons without just getting lucky with injuries, and that's just one of those
Yeah.
things, isn't it?
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
What- What did you think yesterday? Like overall, then Ali, did you think the draw was a fair result? Was it neutral?
Aye.
Yeah.
I thought Liverpool were the better team second half
mm.
Okay.
by a mile. And like what you were touching on earlier on, Arsenal brought it on themselves.
Yeah, they did.
They made defensive subs like quite early on in the second half. Like
Yep.
I felt obviously the first half, they were well on top, and they were still on top for kind of the first kind of 10 minutes a second. They really could have pushed on for like a third goal.
I do too. Yeah.
But obviously their injuries maybe didn't help Arteta's thinking. But yeah, like it felt like they were, I don't know, they went defensive so
Early.
early.
I wonder, like it'd be so interesting to be a fly in the wall there and be like, at what point do Arteta and the coaches sit down and start to work on that and implement that into the team and that? Like, I would love to know their thought process behind. It's clearly a thing. Like everyone's not just talking about it for the sake of it. Like he's never usually done that, has he?
So I mean,
Like,
this season he's really gone balls to the wall with it.
yeah, like it's
It's-
emphasised and highlighted loads, and I'd love to
It's-
know why. Like
it's
the thought
almost like-
process there.
I don't think he thinks they have a lot of goals in them. For like, I think he's almost like right. Let's not concede.
Mhm.
We've got Saka and that. We'll get one, but let's not. Like it's almost like he doesn't. I don't know. Feel like they've got goals in them, and I think last year that was a big talk, wasn't it? In the towards the end of the run-in, like they were missing a few chances, and they were like they've got Havertz as like a knife. I don't know if he's almost kind of like doesn't back them going forward.
So maybe
more-
just not having Odegaard as well at the moment, so
Yeah.
they don't create maybe as much.
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I mean he's unreal.
massive,
They
man.
play more. They actually, I thought they played, play more football. You know what I mean. Like I thought they played quite a lot yesterday, but I agree with you. Being it's almost like he's come out and he's like we can't dominate the ball and stuff like that. Like we're going to change. Which to be fair, it's pretty good as a manager to be able to adapt to that. I think when he comes back in, they'll change again.
How long's he out for? They
Dunno.
never said.
I don't know.
It's not that long left.
No.
Is it?
So Odegaard.
Yeah.
Another month maybe.
Arteta said they asked his interview and he said, I think he said something like we still have a long way to go. I think his exact
really?
words were. Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, with Odegaard. I noticed that. Yeah, I was like, oh, I thought it was maybe quicker, but he said, yeah, we've still got a long way to go with that one. Is what
Really?
he said. Yeah.
They'll be different when he comes back. I mean, obviously that's their best. Anyone's missing their best player, but yeah, they've just gone balls to the wall. It really reminds me of Mourinho at Chelsea. It's like really annoying to play against as well, like quite hard. But
Yeah.
I don't think they're quite emotional. Like they're emotional too, though.
Yeah.
Almost maybe a little too much. Like that's another thing that's been labelled at them. Like they're quite emotional. Liverpool. On the flip side of that, by the way, Liverpool are so much more calm. But there was a little bit of me in the second half that thought, I reckon if you've got, I know you can't, but I reckon if you've got that Klopp energy, Liverpool might go and nick that 3-2. Whereas
Yeah.
I felt like just with
Yeah,
Slot's demeanour.
I-
Do you know what I mean?
I think they would have.
Sometimes it's like it's a weird one though, but then it's good to go to the Emirates sometimes and have that kind of calm and control in those games
Yeah.
if you're going to go to those types of places. So, but yeah, I remember thinking to myself, well, if you had that Klopp, not Klopp, but just that energy or that impetus about you a bit more to go, I think you might nick that 3-2 yesterday.
I think a draw is fair,
Yeah,
but I think both teams will be looking back at that and thinking they wish they put more into it when they were on top.
yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Because there was chances for both teams to, like at the end, Liverpool could have got a third. Arsenal could have probably pushed to go 3-1 up.
It's a good point for Liverpool, by the way. I think.
Well,
Yeah.
I agree,
I
yeah.
think if you look at it and
Only
you could go to the Emirates and I might look at this like later down in the season and be like, it's pretty big.
Yeah.
Pretty big point because a lot of teams are still going to go to Emirates. Like they'll Arsenal probably still beat the majority of teams
Yeah,
at
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
the Emirates.
What-
What do you
let's talk
think
about-
about just real quick about the whole
Mhm.
switching formations under Slot and
What do
that,
I think about it?
Yeah.
I like it, but it's working so far. I think that again, when his way of management seems to really be about. It's very, very tactical.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
very tactical, which again is what I'm saying is like it doesn't quite have that emotion of a Klopp, obviously, But yeah, he knows the game really, really well. That was a fucking spider. He knows the game really, really well. And yeah, he's good at changing things in the game. He's really good at changing things in the game.
Yeah.
What do you think about? I mean, it's kind of last bit on this, but also I thought this was interesting because Arsenal have been really good at it. But 2 of the goals yesterday are set pieces. Liverpool scored from the corner, and Arsenal's. I actually was really worried every time Liverpool gave a free kick away. Like how big, like the set piece coach again's always on the fucking. I know they said that's sick to football and that, like how they've gone really into that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm off. I just think if a delivery is that good,
Yeah,
it's so fucking hard to stop, man.
Yeah.
If a delivery is like Declan Rice's, he put in the 2 free kicks when Reynolds scored both of them. How do you defend? I don't know how you defend that.
that's what I wanted to
Yeah.
ask you. Is what do you think about all that set piece coaches and that? Because like, is it sometimes that you said, is it really just about delivery of the ball and who wants to get there first?
Delivery is huge.
Yeah.
Like, you can set up all you want, but if
Yeah.
the ball's not right, then you're not going to score. But it is a chance, like it's a free chance to try and score a goal. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
corners, free kicks. You sometimes see kick-offs. People are getting throw-in coaches. Like every team's got routines for all these like set pieces.
Arsenal are massive.
If you
as
get
well.
it right, like it's
Like when you look at
so effective.
like
The team's big.
the
Yeah.
size of the team.
Yeah.
See, for me though, with Rice's goal, Marino's goal, Rice's
Yeah.
delivery, Liverpool have lined up and they're all just looking at the ball,
Yeah.
and they've got no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, they're obviously aware that the 4
Yeah.
or 5 Arsenal boys are going to come in, but surely like the 3 or 4 Liverpool defenders in the middle of that line have to open their shoulders a bit and be aware of where they're going to come in,
Yeah.
maybe drop a bit.
It is partly the ball because it goes over Van Dijk's head by like
Yeah.
literally an inch.
Yeah.
But he doesn't look like he has a clue. I don't think he's looked at the Arsenal boys once.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just say Van Dijk wanted to hold the line and the boy behind him dropped back, they wouldn't be aware. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I thought that.
defensively you can look at
I thought that Liverpool really back, and they have done for a while. Like Liverpool almost back like Van Dijk. I would say Van Dijk to like lead that line of offside. I think like Liverpool play of all the teams I watched, Liverpool seem to back Van Dijk to get the reading right and have his back
Yeah.
4 together.
Do you remember
and,
how
like,
high?
VAR?
Remember how high we played? Was it last year under? Was
Yeah.
it last year under Klopp? Remember when
So high, mate.
teams would have set pieces and we'd
Yeah.
literally you obviously kind of got your normal line, whatever that
Yeah.
may be. We were probably like easy 5-10 up
Yeah.
from that. Remember that?
Yeah, playing. That's what I mean. They're backing themselves to like hold the line and VAR to do it. But yeah, man, Arsenal were good. I don't think our other team actually has enough to win it. I think
That's
City are going to do
City,
it.
wasn't it?
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah, I just think
Chelsea's up there. No.
Too inconsistent still, I think.
they're still too inconsistent. Beating Newcastle yesterday was good though. That's a good win.
Good result. I thought Chelsea would
Yeah.
win, but just for instance, like the Forest result they drew, what was that? 1-1
Yeah.
at
Yes.
home a couple
I
weeks
think it'll
ago.
be too
Just results
inconsistent
like
as well. I
that,
think
they'll
you're
do
right.
too many of them.
Yeah.
I know Chelsea were well on top of that game, but
When you say up there, do you mean like top 4
Well,
or for the league?
Liverpool, Arsenal ain't going to challenge for it then. What, is City going to run away with it, or Chelsea
I don't-
going to challenge as well?
I don't think City will run away with it. I just don't think Liverpool or Arsenal have enough to get over the line to beat City. But I think it sounds obvious, but I think you just need to get to March, April.
you boys play them what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Man City?
Yeah, we play them soon. Yeah.
Is that at home or away?
Yeah, I want to say it's at Anfield the first one.
I can't remember.
I
We've
think
got a
it's
bit of a
that.
stinking run.
It's at Anfield because we play like Madrid at home, then we play City at home.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's the first week in December.
Yeah,
Still a wee bit away.
yeah.